Hello everybody, you're welcome to another episode of the RenéeQ Show. My name is RenéeQ Boateng, and this is a platform for beautiful, strong women to come and share a bit of their life journey to encourage so many women out there, and you are one of those women. We'll be right back. We are back, and I'd like to say a very big thank you to Kivo 100% Natural Spices for sponsoring the show, and also to Tubeje by RenéeQ for my very beautiful accessories. I know you love it. Hello.
Hello.
This woman here, Pastor Mrs. Aretha Mensah-Attipoe, one of the busiest women in Ghana, I tell you. To get you here, there are strong women in Ghana, I'm telling you, and I'm so proud of you. I have to say, I really appreciate you. You're one woman I really admire, and I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of the journey that the little that I know, and I just feel like you really should speak to so many more women out there. They need to hear your story. They need to be encouraged. They need to be inspired. You're one woman to do that. You're very welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
You're very, very welcome. So she's the CEO of Knowledge Tree International, and I also know that you are the organizer of the Lift Up Conference, an international conference. I know you're married beautifully with 3 very beautiful children. I know you're a woman of God. You're a pastor. I know this. I know this. I know this. I know this. How are you able to put it all together?
I don't know. Anytime I go on show, this is the very questions that people ask me. How am I able to combine all these things that I do? I just think it's about getting people on your side to help you. What I do is that I plan my day in the morning. I know maybe I'll be going to work. In the evening, I have an evening service. I need to, when I close at 5, I need to rush back home, see to the kids, then rush to church, do church activities. After church, come home, come and see to my husband, make sure the kids are in bed, then plan the next move of my life. So I have what we call I balance my life. And with balancing, I always have people that help me. If you don't do it that way, you'll be stuck, you'll be so tired, you break down.
Right.
So I make sure that there are always people around me that help. So in the office like this, I delegate a lot. At home, I have a nanny who, you must take care of your nannies. When you take care of them, you can be able to balance your life. I make sure I treat her well so she can help me along the line. But I don't leave everything to her. I eventually supervise everything. Then from there, I take care of my husband on my own, make sure I come early, serve his food and everything.
I like the way you said on my own. I like the way you said on my own.
Everything, make sure he's okay. Then the calls will start coming late in the evening to plan the next day. So that's how I live my life. I try to make sure that I balance my life very well.
Wow. So you're never tired?
I am. Sometimes you feel that the body is really, really, really tired. And as women, we must know that we must take some vitamins to boost our immune system. So I have vitamins that I take to make me, very, very active. If not, you break down. Very, very easy.
And I know you do go on holidays a bit and all that, so that also is good. A good, way of rest and all that. So that's fantastic. I've had many conversations with you, and it's interesting because, and it's very true that every woman has a story. Every woman has a story. If you don't know, you would know, and I think it's really interesting when sometimes people don't know what you've been through or how you got to where you are, and they just assume or they just make up their own minds about things and all that. So like I said, this is a platform where strong women come out and share a bit of their life's journey that maybe something they went through that they thought they couldn't have made it, but they have. Is there anything like that you can share with us?
Renee, I think as women, as you rightly said, we all go through some phases of life, which is very, very difficult. But with the help of God, you can be able to sail through. I would say that I was so naive, when I got married. So I thought everything is the same. And I was so naive with friends. I said, oh, I thought everybody was righteous. Everybody knew God. So once you see somebody in church and the person wants to become your friend, it means the person is also an angel. Not knowing church is a place that all sick people come to, and you must give them the time to heal and to be able to, the doctor must diagnose them and then give them the medicine to take. So as a woman, I've gone through a lot, but and it has strengthened me very, very well, that now nothing moves me, nothing shakes me, nothing is a surprise to me anymore. Nothing, I'm telling you, my dear, absolutely nothing. And I've developed a strategy. I think something that has really helped me, I'll urge every woman to do, is pretending as if the thing doesn't exist. And in every situation, just be quiet and let it be. Time will heal itself. And then if you learn how to keep quiet, if you learn how to not to explain yourself, you know, the fix will just die away, and it makes you stronger, because the person may not know what is going through your mind.
So are you saying be quiet in an argument, or?
When situation happens, you just have to allow time to speak for itself. As women and as humans, we want to explain ourselves. We want to give reason. We want people to understand or believe us. But trust me, they've already formed their decision about you, and there isn't nothing you can do. But when you allow time, time itself will bring out the whole truth. Time itself will heal everything. So let me come back to your question, not to divert so much. There is one incident I will never forget in my life.
Right.
You see, when you are married and you are about 10 years, you think, oh, you've gotten there, so no storms can hit you.
Right.
But there was a storm that hit me so badly that I don't know how I came out of it.
Wow.
You know, and I'm going to urge every woman that is married or unmarried, don't open up too much for friends. Opening up, it's a way, because people can come in a sort of angels. They come in a sort of helpers, in quotes. And you see, they will dress so beautifully, you would never know what is under, you know, whatever they are wearing. But if you are very naive like me at first, and you open up to the extent that you open up your bedroom, they'll bite you so hard.
Pastor Aretha, deep conversation, and I love that you're sharing this, because like you're saying, you keep using the word naive, and it's so true, because many of us still are naive. Many are watching and they're probably like, oh, I also do that. I mean, this is what this program is about. For somebody to watch it and at the end say, oh my goodness, if I hadn't heard this, I wouldn't have known. So I'm so glad. Please.
Thank you very much, Renee, again for giving me this opportunity. I think I want to emphasize on being naive. I was so naive. If I say naive, I look at everybody, especially in church, as this one is really a Christian. When we talk about Christian, somebody who fears God, somebody who loves God, somebody who, you know, understands God. So one of the mistakes I have made in my life, which I will never repeat again when God brings me back on earth again, is to open up to people so easy. These days, it will be very difficult for me to open up to you. Before even you come to my gate, I'll ask the security to ask you a lot of questions. What is your reason for coming? And, you know, as women, we make so many mistakes by, calling somebody our best friend. I believe the only best friend in your life should be God, then followed by your husband. There shouldn't be anything like best friend, because you may have a friend who is not up to the level that God has lifted you to.
Right. And
the person may be jealous of you without you not knowing. And that person can be a best friend. Somebody was telling you there are good people out there. Look, I'm not saying there is no good people out there. There is. But, you know, it's very, very rare now.
You have to be very careful.
Very careful how you open up, you know. And then if you have a friend who, you know, you realize that his or her marriage is not that stable, if you can do anything to help to cause her marriage to be stable, try. If you don't try and she comes into your home, she will be after what you have.
What you have.
What you have.
Wow.
And that's one thing I want every woman to be very watchful. When a friend visits your home, you have to watch the way they speak to your children. You have to watch the way they speak to your husband. You have to be deliberate about it. Because a lady shared a story with me that her best friend, had slept with his son. His son was about...
Hadin?
Yes. He has been friends with the lady for about 30 years. And his best friend's son is about 20-something years.
What?
So people come to your house. You have to be very careful. You have to watch...
And the mother's friend?
Yes. So we have to be very careful. Our so-called friends that visit us at home. And I had a friend, and this friend I've known for several years. One time I didn't know that she really had a very evil intention about me. And she had been my friend for, 15 years or something. So what happened? I think something happened and I realized her mind. And from that day, I guide myself. So I'm telling every woman that any friend, whoever you call your best friend, you have to make sure that you've prayed about the person. You have to make sure that you always have conversations to know the mind of the person. And anytime you are dealing with the person, don't talk too much. Just hear more. Observe more, because now we hear a lot of things on social media where best friends are taking people's husbands, where there's open. It's all from us. We are the one that causes it, not the best friend. If you don't open up your room for the best friend, how will she be able to hurt you? So I believe that God, our husbands, and then our children should be our very, very people that we really believe and trust that these are our best friends. Our friends can be secondary, but not to say we allow them into our homes, because when you allow them fully into your homes, they cause always a damage for you.
I think this is one thing that we all do, where we meet somebody and the first thing, that's my friend, that's my friend. Really, we have more acquaintances than friends. But I think it's a bit difficult as well to meet somebody and then they say, oh, hi, meet my acquaintance. Acquaintance is not a word that we use so often, and maybe it's not as friendly as friend. So then you tend to just be calling everybody a friend. But I like what you're saying about being careful of who you open up to, because I think sometimes, to be honest, I'm somebody who falls in love so easily, if I should say that, so and when I fall in love, it's deep, so I think that I have learned in growing up, the number of times my heart has been broken, mainly by women, not even men. No man has even broken my heart before. But it's I like what you're saying, because it's true. Because I've been through it where, I trusted somebody so much, and I just didn't expect that somebody like that would do something like that to me because of how I saw her. But what I've learned is, just because you see the person that way doesn't mean the person sees you that way as well. So,
and Renee, one of the things I'm going to say is that don't discuss whatever you discuss with your husband to your best friend.
Yes, that's true.
Because trust me, that when you are discussing with them, they are paying really attention and they are picking up something to use it against you. So they will intend going back to go and tell your own husband that this is what your wife said about me.
Oh, how?
Yes, most women do that. In counseling, you hear a lot of them tell you. So I would say that as a woman, no matter what happens between you and your husband, try, as I said from the beginning, let time pass, let healing take place. Try and keep your mouth shut. Don't be tempted to even discuss with your best friend. It's a no-go area.
Yeah.
Anything that happens between you and your husband is between you and your husband.
Right.
Anything that happens between you and your kids is between you and your kids. They record it. No matter who this best friend is, will use it against you. So it's always very, very important that as women, we learn the power to keep things to ourselves. You know, the men are able to keep things to themselves, but we, the women, we have the edge of, giving out
talking a lot
information. Yes, we love to talk. That's how God created us.
Right.
So it is better to always keep the conversations you have with your husband, very, very private and confidential.
Right.
Very, very private and confidential.
Learn to listen more and then talk less. Yeah.
And there is one thing I want to add. If you have a friend who always likes saying, "Oh, give me this of yours, give me this of yours, give me this of yours," you have to be very, very careful.
Like what?
Maybe you are wearing a beautiful dress, then this your friend will tell you that, "Oh, this dress looks really nice. Hey, can you give it to me?" It's a red flag.
Give you my dress.
No, I mean sometimes you see, you are saying it so casually, give you my dress, but this is who you call your best friend. I come to your house for a lunch or something pours in my dress. Instead of you to let me go and remove it and go and watch the lunch, oh my best friend, let me give you my, we have to be very sensitive with the Holy Spirit.
Right.
Because I have been through a lot. And I can't bring everything up because I'm a public figure. But one of the things I'm going to emphasize very much on, select your friends wisely. Somebody will say, "Oh, a friend was telling me that since she got rich, she has changed her friends. She makes sure that her friends are also rich people." So I asked her why. She said, "Look, if you go and take the old best friends who are poor, they'll be envious of you."
Oh, please.
So I said, oh. So she asked her, yes, this is very true. I asked her why. She was telling me, say, the way you think, the way you behave, they wouldn't.
But then she become rich now. Why doesn't she help the other ones come up to her level?
I mean, you may never know what is going through people's mind. You may never know what is going through people's actions. Anybody that takes an action because of something he or she has gone through, that is when it gives people the edge to take an action. Let's say for me, I have a friend I started when we were kids. We've been friends. We are still friends all this year. She's not rich. She's okay. But we are still friends. But I won't call her my best friend. Now I've categorized everybody as a friend. So that way we are okay. But what I'm trying to say is that select your friends wisely. So that
select the ones that are very close to you wisely.
So that they don't end up being envious of you.
But you think the ones that are close to you can't envy you?
No, I'm saying, yes, they can also be, because you see, one thing is that iron sharpens iron. And I believe, as a Christian, you know what I'm saying. If I have everything, you have everything, why would I be jealous of you?
That is a spirit, and that is an evil spirit, because you'll be surprised that sometimes people even have more than you envy you.
You see, you use the word more than you.
Yes.
So it's the difference between I have, you have, and we have more than you. The more than you people is called a spirit. It's a Jezebel spirit.
It's evil.
They have everything.
But they still want the small that you have.
Yes, there are people like that. That is called insecurity. It doesn't matter, what they have. They want to tie you, so they still want what you have. Right. So we have those categories of people. But now we are dealing with women that allow people into their life so easily.
Yeah.
And listen, best friends are not people who you've known for 1 year or 6 months old. We are talking about 10 years, 15 years. Those
good
are
friends.
Good friends that you may never think that they can hurt you. Those are the ones that will hurt you badly. So it's better your husband, your kids, you are okay.
I totally I agree with you when it comes to that bit about marriage. I remember when I was getting married, my grandmother called me to her room. I will never forget it. May her soul rest in perfect peace. That woman was a good woman and a good wife. I saw how she took care of my grandfather. I mean, that has I always think about that when I think about my marriage, about how she took care of her husband. And I remember when I was getting married, she called me to her room. She said she shared certain things with me that I only share with the Akono wives. The Akono wives, they know. But it's very true what you are saying. She said that don't take your family business, your home business, don't put it out there. Not everybody has to know what is going on in your home. Not everybody has to know, the conversations you and your husband, have. And it's very, very true. And I think, ladies, I hope you are listening, for those who do it, to stop, because life is about learning and learning, relearning. I mean, that's what all life is about. And for those who are not married yet, to take it as a tip. But the question is, sometimes there's probably a married woman out there saying that, but this is happening and I need to talk to somebody. I need to talk to somebody. Somebody's probably screaming at the screen right now. Who do I talk to?
Perfect question. Why would you want to talk to your best friend when you are going through something? Always talk to people who you are not close with. Always. Have somebody you admire, somebody you think you look up to, somebody you think is godly, because we don't know what the person does at home. It can be a pastor, it can be a friend. Some people will tell you they don't want to talk to their pastors because they are in the same church. But for instance, if I have a problem, I'll not talk to somebody who I know very, very close to me, because the person will use it against me. Somebody that is not close to me at all, very far.
But how do you get to speak to somebody like that?
Really, I believe that in life, you, apart from people around you, have somebody you look up to.
Yeah, like somebody, yes, of course, like a mentor,
yes,
somebody
that is not in your church, that is not that around you all the time. Once a while, you speak to.
Okay, somebody like that, okay.
So somebody like that can really keep information, or even if a person cannot keep information, the person is not so close to you, that knows you so well. And trust me, you can have the time to speak to the person. I have a personal doctor who has been taking care of my kids for so many years. When something is bothering me and I really want to speak to somebody, she's the first person I'll call.
Is she an older woman?
Yes, she's about 10 years older than me. She's the first person I'll call because I wanted to look at it in the medical sense and also in real life. I don't want to apply emotions to it.
Right.
So when you speak to her, she'll tell you this way, and it works for me. Than going to my bestie to speak to my bestie, or going to, no, you won't get me doing that. So speak to somebody who is far from you, and you know this is such a person who doesn't know you too much, who can give you an advice that you yourself, you know, this counsel is really, really good. Because the people around you...
And unbiased.
That's right.
You know,
the people around you would always use it against you. And the more they see you all the time, it's always ringing in their mind, oh, this is what she's going through, or this is what happened to her. So always get somebody who is far from you that you can have a deep conversation with, and it helps a lot. If the person cannot help you, he or she will recommend you to someone.
To the right person.
It works a lot, yes. It works a lot. In life, when I was going through certain things like that, it really, really helped me.
So the situation that you went through with that particular friend is what opened your eyes to this?
Very much. Because as said to you, I was so naive. And I think my friend was so intelligent, so smart. She's about, let's say, 8 years or 9 years older than me, or 8 years or 7 years older than me. I think at a point she was playing me, I didn't know. She became like a mother figure, so that each and every time she can advise me, but I didn't realize it. By the time I was saying,
trusted her.
Oh yes, I won't even use the word. I took her more of like a sister. I saw this one, she's a sister, but she didn't look at me as a sister. So later she came. She also saw me as a sister, and I say, sisters can even wrong you, but if you saw me even as your sister, certain things you are not supposed to do to me. So you have to be. One of the things I cannot even stand about friends is the friends that you are with them when you leave, they say negative things. It's one of the red flags. I can't take it, because as you said, when we open up our hearts, we open it genuinely because we love God, and God has taught us to also love our neighbors. And especially we that were born just one girl, a lady, 2 boys, you want another female
so you don't have any sisters, yes. You only have brothers.
You want another, but I have a sister actually. Okay. My mom gave birth with someone else, so I have a sister actually, and it's beautiful.
Right.
So you want another female friend, that kind of. But I would say that whoever a friend that you call a friend, open your eyes. Don't be naive like me.
Yeah, what I'm hearing is, I feel like you've healed, but I think that you went through a lot of pain. How did you go through that pain? I feel like now you sound stronger. You sound like, you are sure what you are saying now. But I think whatever it is really hurt you.
Very badly.
Yes. So how did you go through that pain?
I thank God I didn't commit suicide.
It was that bad.
It was that bad. And the painful thing is that you have to dress and look good and go out there. Meanwhile, you are crying within. You have to dress and look good and go to church. Meanwhile, you are crying within. You have to dress and look good and go for meetings. Meanwhile, you are crying within. But as I said, you need to have somebody out there who is not as close to you that you can talk to. And I give it up to Dr. Brew. She works with Rich Hospital. She has been my angel. That woman has been my angel.
I'm sure somebody's quickly Googling Dr. Brew.
I mean, she spoke to me, used the word of God, used her professional background, helped me, went through that process, healed. It took about 2 years for her to work on me. And now, really nothing surprises me. Absolutely nothing.
Is she a psychologist?
Yes, she's a psychologist. Okay. She specializes in women and children.
That's very, very good. I had a guest, I think just a few weeks ago, and we're talking about mental health and how important it is. You know, that when you're going through something like this where you feel like you're actually broken, when you need help, even as a Christian, because sometimes with us Christians, we'll just say, well, I'll just pray, which is very good spiritually. But what about the emotional bit, you know, and the mental bit as well? So it's good that you've mentioned her name, because I think somebody sent a message one time asking who a good psychologist to speak to is. So thank you for sharing.
So in that process, she really played a major role in my life. She'll come home, speak to me. And I also had the support of my husband very, 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 very much. He really supported me in the process I was going through with that so-called friend, because he has warned me several times about that friend. Be careful of your friend, be careful of your friend, be careful. But you know, when you are in love with a female friend, whatever they tell you, it doesn't even enter your ears until this lady bite me so strong.
But I'm just wondering what she did to you.
You know, women, we can do things, a lot of things, and I wouldn't want to go too deep in it. But all that I'll say is that be careful. Whoever you call your bestie that you bring into your home, you have to be very, very careful.
Let's take a break now so that you can tell me what she did to you. I understand what you're saying, and you know, maybe there's somebody who probably is in a relationship like that with a friend that they probably don't trust. But they are wondering how to
come out.
Exactly. They are wondering how to come out of that relationship. You know, oh, I've known her, my family knows her, you know, we've been close forever. You know, what would you say to somebody?
It's really, really difficult, because there is this story, I don't know, one of the women in is it Jezebel, or they are very possessive, they are very controlling, they are very demanding. And one thing is that they'll buy you a lot of gifts. Anytime they are coming to visit you, they are holding gifts. So you'll be moved so much with the gifts. So anytime you want to separate them, and they'll have sweet talks. They can boss you. They can talk. They can make you feel good. And you know, women, the conversations will be very nice. So you want to hear more. So breaking away from such people is very, 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 very difficult at times, because you think they are everything. You know,
you think if you won't find any other friend like that. So even when you see some of the red flags, you intend ignoring it because you think, you are helping them to change. And trust me, it took prayer, and then I had to psychologically let her be out of my mind. I intentionally, you know, made sure I was breaking out of her from my mind. So I can go a week not calling the person. I can go a month not calling the person. I made sure that sometimes I get myself so busy. In the morning, I'm planning my day. In the afternoon, I'm planning my day. Already, I'm a very busy person. And one of the things, I decided to shut my ears from her. Little gossips, little complaints, so that if I don't hear anything, to not make the conversation nice for us to continue the relationship. Right.
So I try to, you know, handle her in that way. and also made sure.
So you set boundaries.
Yes. That, oh, do you want this? And I said, oh, I already have some. Or can we go out for, oh, no. She'll always come up with something. And it's very, very difficult to break away from such people. Then, another thing that I started spending more time with my husband. So the time I used to be talking to her, I used it to chat with
your
my husband
instead.
So my husband now became very, very close and was filling in the gaps. And it was nice.
At that time, you were so close to that friend of yours. Was your husband feeling neglected?
I think a bit. Because he'll come home, I'm always on phone in the night from 10 p.m. to 11:30, we are chatting. And you come and say, this is your friend, be careful. This is your friend, be careful. I said, oh, she doesn't have anybody to chat to. She's just chatting 1 hour. By the time I attend to her, the husband will just, would not mind, just go away. Would not mind, just go. No, it was affecting my marriage. So the best way is that if you have such a friend and you have a good husband who understands it, get closer to your husband, get closer to your children, spend your time becoming more busy. And that will, trust me, when they're out of your life, it's so beautiful.
So when you see this person now, what is it like?
As if she doesn't exist. When I see her, as if she doesn't exist. I don't even try to even look at her. I look at her as a wind that look, I've forgiven her. I'm not angry with her. But when I see her as, I don't even see.
So so that's it. So you've healed. So when you see her, you don't feel any hurt, any pain.
No.
Right.
Even if she's holding water and the water is new, but if she's holding water, if I'm thirsty and I used to go for water and I'm asking her when I don't have water and she has it, I'll take the water from me. But I'll check and make sure the lid is not open before I drink that. Before I drink, but I'm okay with her. When I see her, everything is okay. But she doesn't exist in my life. She's gone completely.
Whether the lid is open or not.
Yes. So sincerely, I've forgiven her. I'm okay with her. You know.
But don't you think that because of that situation, it might also make you block true, positive, genuine, loving relationships that probably God has blessed you with?
Very true. I think Dr. Brew took me through that session. I had to block each and everybody. And it became so worse that when I see a new person and you show me one red flag, it reminds me of her. I said, no.
You just cut the person off.
I said, no, I saw this pain in that lady. And I said, so I just cut the person off. So I remember my doctor was telling me, you can't keep on doing that. There may be somebody who is good. We all have our faults. You may also have your faults. Yeah. So open up when some people hurt you, just let it go and then keep the relationship. I know your boundaries. So I started working on that area too, because it got to a point that I didn't even want to hear a word like, this is your friend.
You didn't want to have any friend?
No.
So did it affect all your other friends as well?
I think so. So eventually, if you've been my old friend, not like bestie, I try to, when I see one red flag, then I relate it to that, oh, this one is part of it. It really affected me. And Renee, from size 12, I came to size, I think 7 or 8. It really, really affected what this baby
As in like clothing size?
No, like my yes.
You lost a lot of weight?
A lot of weight. Because it affects you emotionally, it affects you physically and everything. Because you can't believe that a human being can be that wicked. I'm using the word wicked. Very, 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 very wicked. That's what I went through.
Wow. What would you say, what's the biggest lesson you took out of that? I know you are saying a lot of, be careful, be careful, be careful, but what would you say is a part of who you are today? A lesson from that situation that has made you who you are today.
I think it has made me strong as a woman, and nobody can bluff me. No. Because it was that bad that if I didn't have this woman to take me through, maybe I may have committed suicide by now.
Even though you had your husband?
Yes, because my husband was warning me. He saw the red flags. He saw.
Did you tell him when whatever happened? Did you tell him?
He knew everything.
Okay.
How it started.
Okay.
How it ended.
Okay.
He kept saying, "Be careful, be careful, be careful." And somebody may say that for me, maybe I had a supportive husband, but how about somebody out there who doesn't have a supportive husband?
Right.
What would the person do?
Right.
So, and then one thing to admit that I trusted God's words. You know, as Christians, there are prophetic words that has been given to us or spoken of our life. So when I was going through those difficulties with my friend, how she hurt me badly, and my family, I'll just go back to the word of God. I said, God, you said this is what you are going to do this year. This is what you are going to do this year. So God, if you are really going to show me a sign. So because God has a purpose for me, He had a plan for me, I always remembered what God has said concerning, and that gave me the hope to live. But now, even if you tell me to cut off my head crown, I'll not even cut it for you. And number two, I don't want to live my life to please anybody. If you love me for who I am.
For who you are.
Love me because you see qualities in me. Love me because you think there is something good about me or something beautiful about me. Don't just love me because of what I do for you. Or don't love me because of what you want from me. Because we have a God who is just.
Right.
So God sees the heart of a man. So I would say that the lessons I have learned so much in this is not to open up your home for anybody.
Your home, right.
You can come and visit, we'll have a drink, we talk. We can talk about social media, but there is, and then the time, I put time bound on it. If you are coming to my house to visit, if you come from 1, by 7 you have to leave. If you are, so there are times, but you can't go. This one can come and stay from morning, even sleep in my house. That was how close we were. 2 days, 3 days. I can travel, leave my home for her. You know.
Pardon?
Yes, I can travel out of the country, leave my home for her to come and take care of my kids. You know, maybe if I'm away with my husband. Also, I'm traveling with my husband.
Anyway, if you're that close and you saw her as it's possible.
Yes.
I mean, if you saw her as family,
yes.
it's almost like bringing your family home.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, let's not get to that level. It can be friends, it can be sisters. Like, shine your eye. Open your eyes. Whoever is your bestie, even when she's walking in the hall, watch. And then watch the kind of clothing the person wears when he or she is visiting you. Her moves, her everything. Like, people can pretend. So you have to shine your eyes, open your eyes, and then make sure that you are observing. Don't say, oh, you've observed for 1 year. Observe every day. Observe every day. I'm not saying this to scare people, not to make friends. Some are lucky to have good besties who will not hurt them. Some of us too have been unfortunate that, you know, those we call besties have helped. And I'm saying it's always our doing.
Right.
It's always like, if we don't open up and talk too much by giving them information.
Too much information.
They will never get.
They'll not be able to use it against you.
How do you call somebody your best friend if you people don't talk too much? How do you understand? How would you?
Yeah, I guess so. So you're thinking,
how would it be nice?
Yeah, but well, I guess so. I guess so. I guess, but you can talk about so many things and not your marriage.
Best friend.
You can talk. Oh,
my
but
dear,
you can talk about.
You talk. Maybe to come to that topic.
Anyway, no. Anyway, it's possible. Yeah, it's true. I mean, when ladies start talking, it's true. It's true. When ladies and you know, you can go on, and anything and also sometimes they can lead you into that.
That's right.
Sometimes they can lead you into that. So I guess you have to be like quite smart.
That's right.
And just know that this is one subject that you won't ever.
If you really want the relationships to stay a very long time, don't go to that area. The person will not get anything to use it against you.
Right.
General talks, what is happening on social media. Oh, you went to church, you know, this was
how
beautiful.
To lose weight.
How to lose
the
weight.
Latest hair.
The latest hair. Make it more interesting. But that area, don't visit there at all, no matter what. And as I said, if you're going through any situation, your bestie is not the person to discuss with. Talk to somebody who is out of your jurisdiction.
You know, you said something when you're talking. You said if you have a friend whose marriage isn't stable, you know, then you should be very, very mindful of not talking about or not discussing your marriage. So would you say that if you have a friend whose marriage is stable, it's okay to talk to such a friend?
Yes. I mean, you know, when some people let you feel as if they have a very good marriage, so they can come into your life, so you will not know. And if I know you, your husband is your best friend, you know me, my husband is my best friend. I mean, why would I be jealous of your husband? Or why would he be jealous of my husband? But if you have a friend who doesn't have a stable marriage, anytime he comes to you, anytime she comes to you, she sees the way you play with your husband, talk to him. We are human beings.
It troubles her.
It will trouble the person. And the person will be wishing it was her. You see, so we are humans. So as much as you can, don't, for instance, if I'm going on family vacation, I don't go with a friend I know you and your husband, you have issues. So that when we get there, I wear my bikini, and you see my husband, enjoying with me, then you be like, why is your husband not enjoying with you? So what am I saying? Iron sharpens iron. So you have to make sure that the two of you are on the same, then it doesn't bring too much of, and then you can encourage each other. If there is a way you can advise your friend, you can do that. If maybe, I knew a couple I loved so much. Their marriage was so, so beautiful. The wife was a pastor, the husband, and the way they do their things, it was so interesting. I said, oh, I wish my husband would be a pastor. The first man said that it will come to pass. Today my husband preaches.
Oh, wow.
And it's nice.
Well, you are a pastor as well. So when you met, you were not pastors. Both of you were not pastors.
No, I was not a pastor. I was also not a minister. We're just, So iron sharpens iron. If I don't have something and you have it, I can help you to help me together. But some people, they won't even tell you the truth. They will pretend as if everything is all right, but meanwhile, they're envious. So a little hinge.
So you should just be careful.
Yes, some friends who can even be calling your husband behind you.
But how did they get your husband's number?
Oh, once you're my best friend, definitely you have my husband's number.
It's not definitely.
So that
I don't have some of my friends' husband's numbers.
In case you are calling
who gave the number?
That's what I'm saying. Everything is coming from us. We are the cause of the issue all the time.
But then what will come up for you to say, take my husband's number?
Oh, definitely you are calling me for something very urgent, or there is something urgent. You're not getting me. The next person is my husband or my kids.
So you will say, okay, take my husband's number, so when you cannot reach me, call me.
No, not really. Maybe
him.
We go out or something. Definitely something will happen, you'll get the number.
Anyway, maybe your battery dies, so you have to say something.
Yes.
So you call and say, oh, sorry, why? This a minute or phone, and then she will save the number. Hey, women.
We are in a world now, with this experience I've had, that we are living in a world that people are very wicked. Extremely wicked, because they don't care. They don't care whatever you have, your happiness. They don't care whether you have children. If they are meant to come in to break your relationship, they'll come on. They don't care. So we as Christians must guide what we have. We as Christians must know that we should not bring this person into our home. We as Christians must know that this is the limits. We as Christians must pray to choose our friends wisely. With women, we intend that when we meet, maybe I'm a friend to you. It's only you I know. Then you're also a friend to someone. When we meet, we want to merge all the three people together so we become 3 happy friends. It doesn't work. Every day, something will happen. This will talk behind somebody. So I don't encourage those. If you're my friend, I don't want to know your other friends. If we go and meet somewhere, we are doing something. When we end, we've ended.
Right.
So we must be careful that area too. That if not, we end up giving informations. Sharing information.
Wow. You've said it all. All the questions that I would have asked, you've already answered. I was just thinking of asking that if you were to, go back, what would you have changed? What would you have? What mistake wouldn't you have made? You've said it all anyway. You've said it that you wouldn't have given your husband's number. You wouldn't have let them into your house at this time and all that. But just think about it. Okay, 10 years back, what wouldn't you have done?
Number 1, opening up to people. Number 2, not sharing very sensitive information. And then the last one is taking it, when things happen, take it easy.
When things happen between you and the friend?
Anybody.
Okay.
You have to manage it well. So that even if the person is no more your bestie, you still, can, because you may never know when you need the person.
Right.
One thing I've realized in life that people who want your bestie will always go after them and use them against, and use your bestie against you. Do you understand that?
No.
Okay. So when situation happens in life, number one, you have to take your time to handle the conflicts. You shouldn't be an anger. As women, we tend becoming so angry because you don't expect the person to hurt you that way. You have to take your time in managing the situation or the conflict. And I love my husband for this. Just ignore. Just manage it. Just okay. But women, the first thing will come that why can't she do this? So you always have to, I think, use this approach. Just be quiet. Don't answer. Just give time to heal.
Right.
That's because the people around you are watching. And if they want to hurt you badly, they'll use your same friend against you.
Right. Okay.
So you always have to make sure that you don't rush in answering the questions or when situation happen. Then the second one, as I said, don't opening up to people so easy. And then the last one is know the information to share.
Right.
And I think it will work well.
We are back, and I'd like to say a very big thank you to Kivo 100% Natural Spices for this very, very, very beautiful basket. That is all for you.
Oh, thank you.
All for you. Now, what I really love about Kivo is that it's 100% natural. And that's why I agreed for them to join me, to partner with me on this program, because we really need to take care of ourselves now as women, and we are the ones feeding our home as well. I love this, no preservatives, no MSG. There's so many diseases in the world now. So what we eat really is what is healing us. So I just love, how Ghanaians, we love our spices. Oh my goodness. My favorite one is a ginger, garlic, and onion.
Oh,
I'm sure you watching, I'm sure that everybody says ginger, garlic, and onion because I keep saying it. I really, really like it. This is a whole basket of Kivo goodies. This is from Kivo to you to say thank you so much for being that strong woman out there, for standing so other women can stand. God bless you, and God bless you too. I'll see you next week.